While the majority of the world gets to snuggle up next to their fireplaces and make snowmen on Christmas morning, us Australians and other Southern Hemisphere Ians get to enjoy the sweltering, disgusting thing that is an Australian Christmas. Don't get me wrong, I love Christmas, and being religious myself, it's very important to me. But it's not as much fun to hang out with your family and have a good time when it's 45 degrees and you can't even touch the ground without literally burning your feet. My family didn't really ever have a movie that we would watch at Christmas. Sometimes we'd turn on Carols by Candlelight and then turn it off because of how over-commercialised it is. But sometimes we would break out Muppet's Christmas Carol, and I would never get tired of hearing the same story over and over and over and over. So, as my Christmas present to you guys, I'm doing a super long, extra spectacular review of the Muppets Christmas Carol. For the three people who don't know, the story of Christmas Carol follows this grumpy old man named Ebenezer Scrooge as he learns about the spirit of Christmas via three spirits. As a result, he gets real generous, real happy, yada yada yada. Let's move on. I like this dedication at the start of the film. I mean, I wasn't alive when Jim Henson died, but it's still nice to see them acknowledge his passing. And of course, we have to start with the obligatory opening shots of roofs. Very exciting. Is that how you spell Cratchit? I've been spelling it wrong this entire time. My life is a lie. And can I say, I never saw Rizzo much in the original Muppet Show. Was he even in it? I don't know. It sounds like a gangster's name nonetheless. And how the hell did they get Michael Caine in this? Whatever, I won't question it. We should be in for a treat. Now, I don't understand the social hierarchy in this society. Some animals are dressed like humans, some are pulling carts like slaves. Me confused. There are also self-aware vegetables, so that's something. Also love the boomerang fish.
It's the boomerang fish. Oh, guaranteed fresh. Totally fish away, and it comes back to me.
So we are introduced to our narrator, Gonzo/furry Charles Dickens.
I am here to tell the story.
And I am here for the food.
This is literally me at any party, holy cow. They also break the fourth wall not once, not twice, but about a gazillion times throughout the film. They also give the obligatory history lesson for the kiddos who've never heard of Charles Dickens. They're only watching it because it's got Kermit in it.
No, a blue furry Charles Dickens who hangs out with a rat.
Absolutely.
Charles Dickens was a 19th century novelist, a genius.
So far, this isn't that spooky.
It's a Michael Caine.
Say, is it getting cold around here?
You're in England in the middle of the damned winter. Of course it's cold. Then again, if the story's in England, why the hell are there American horses running around? Why does Scrooge have American employees? And it's funny how they describe him as solitary as an oyster. Kind of sounds like me.
Lonely, I'm so lonely.
This whole song reminds me of when you're dissing a teacher and they suddenly turn around and you're like, what? No, I wasn't doing anything. It comes off like he's Satan in human form. Although, to be fair, the way Scrooge is acting around Christmas is me whenever Halloween comes around. What's good about this film is that it follows the book basically to the T, except it's also a comedy/musical, which I think makes the story more enjoyable.
Christmas is a loving, honest, and charitable time. And though it's never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that Christmas has done me good and will do me good, and I say, God bless it.
Yeah.
You're actually mentioning God in the movie without blaspheming? What is this? We are also introduced to Scrooge's employees, the rats with no names, and Bob Cratchit.
If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be cooked with his own turkey and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Mate, I get it. You don't like Christmas. This is a bit extreme.
I mean, you can yell and scream and you're right, but it won't do no good because I'm the stone you can't squeeze blood from, and that's the truth. Thank you for not shouting at me.
Thanks for not shouting, but thanks for physically assaulting me. Okay, so Scrooge has only been on screen for about 5 minutes and I already hate his guts. Ah! Cute rabbit! Cute rabbit! Don't you dare hurt him, Satan. Of course you do. So Scrooge is asked by Bob and his unnamed friends if they can have Christmas Day off.
How much time off is customary, Mr. Cratchit?
The whole day.
Yeah, that's right. The whole
The
thing.
entire day?
No.
Dude, have you never heard of public holidays? Scrooge says yes, he storms off and the others engage in the obligatory singing despite the sad situation song. And if these rats have been doing this clean-up routine for years, why have they not thought of a better way to clean the office? And how is Kermit walking on ice without shoes? I question this movie's logic. Scrooge then goes home and experiences this, which makes me think he's been working the books too hard or sniffing too much at the fire's smoke in his office. Rizzo also reminds me of that one friend that could possibly eat a horse and not put on any weight.
To conduct a proper search, Scrooge was forced to light the lamps.
How does he do that?
because the script called him to, duh. We have our next cliche in the lineup for you tonight, starring beating something up because we think it's something threatening cliche. Scrooge is then shown casually having late night supper when the bell rings. Hey, it's us, the charity guys from before. Want to donate? No? Well, then we're going to keep pestering you. Donate to the orphan.
Save the whales!
After some pretty cool suspense, we are then introduced to the Marley brothers, who literally rise from the depths of hell. I mean, look, there's the flames! I never realised that as a kid, and now I find that very disturbing. Did Satan give these guys a break from eternal damnation just to go haunt Scrooge? The song they sing is also pretty disturbing.
Boom, Scrooge, you're doomed for all time.
I think you guys mean damned?
There was something about mankind we loved. I think it was their money.
The slogan of literally every business ever. And this bit with the money box is also pretty cool, albeit creepy. While Scrooge sleeps, we follow Gonzo and Rizzo as they attempt to get up to his window.
I forgot my jelly beans.
Do they even have jelly beans in 19th century London? And it's sad how many lines in this movie I can relate to.
God save my little broken body.
Me after every cross country. Then the light of heaven shone down from above on the sinner's house, who then basically says, come with me, and Scrooge is like, okay, cool. The ghost of Christmas past takes Scrooge to a few parts of his past, the first being his old school.
I was a boy here.
No, you weren't. You were a nerd, a lonely nerd by the looks of it.
Lonely.
This bit with the statues is quite clever. If I'd been older when I first saw this movie, I think I would have laughed. Scrooge then goes around his classroom and reminisces.
The smell of the chalk.
You were a child in 19th century London. Of course, the classroom had a chalkboard.
The Christmas holiday was a chance to get some extra work done.
Then that explains why teachers give holiday homework. This section is pretty cool, especially with the music. It gets deeper and grows into a crescendo to represent Scrooge getting older and hitting that wonderful thing we call puberty. Then Sam, the overly patriotic eagle, appears to tell Scrooge to build your life as this school was built. So basically to have lots of broken shelves and meltdowns then. Scrooge also has a pretty young voice for someone who's supposed to be graduating.
Yes, Headmaster.
We then see Scrooge's first job, but I gotta admit, this physical comedy is amazing.
Hey, light the lamp, not the rat, light the lamp.
We also have illogical physics scene number 247, the ratsicle. He does how he survives this? Who knows, who cares? We've got a lot to cover, so I'll skip over the next part quickly. Animal goes ballistic, Ralph makes a cameo, and Scrooge meets a potential love interest, which, as we see next, results in Scrooge being a grouch because she dumps him. The business stuff they talk over used to go over my head, but now it just sounds ridiculously simplified.
The investments haven't grown as they should.
So you said last year?
Business continues to be poor.
You're a partner in your own firm now. You remember this meeting?
If this is his memory, then why are you asking? Scrooge then throws a tantrum, goes back to his room, and meets this guy. What the hell even is this guy? Why is he a Muppet? Why does he have such a lame sense of humour? He also brings along the obligatory Happy Christmas song that will get stuck in your head for a while.
Of the Spirit, the message, if we hear it, is make it last all year.
Some of these lyrics may be cheesy, but it's a good song. Although if this was happening in reality, these dancing women probably would have fainted from a lack of oxygen due to their corsets. Mouses! Ah, cute! In this song, Scrooge acts like the friend who finally decides to join in, but isn't exactly enthusiastic.
Where you find love, it feels like Christmas.
Did I mention this movie was a musical? We then visit Scrooge's nephew Fred and his wife.
Let's play yes and no.
So basically, you want to play 20 questions? Kermit and his family have a cameo, a song, and the cutest frog ever. The pigs, not so much. How is he supporting his son on one shoulder? Do many families have their own musical number at Christmas? I mean, it sneaks some of Jesus' teachings into a film, so that's good.
Bless us all, that as we live, we always comfort and forgive.
Did I mention this movie was a musical? Ooh, what's this? Fog! We must run!
You're on your own, folks. We'll meet you at the finale.
Gonzo, you wimp! Have some guts, man. It's not that scary. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is pretty creepy, though. He reminds me of the Grim Reaper from the Sims series. And the swirly gateway they step into to get to the future is pretty cool. Especially for the 90s. They return to Bob Cratchit's house, where Tiny Tim has sadly passed away.
Why is it so quiet, Spirit?
Look through the damned window, you fool! Watch them snivelling! And now it's time for the overwhelming reveal. Golly gee, I wonder who this wretch of a man they've been referring to can be. Scrooge! It can't be! This ghost also has the same amount of patience as me. Just read the stupid grave, it's quicker. The story follows on as it should. Scrooge ends up as a changed man, he gets real happy and generous, yada yada yada, and
Around you, the glory that you see.
Did I mention this movie was a musical?
buys Kermit and his family a turkey for Christmas dinner. But more importantly, the rabbit gets a happy ending.
It's gotten colder, and the bookkeeping staff would like to have an extra shovel full of coal for the fire.
We can't do the bookkeeping.
Yeah, all of our pens have turned to inksicles.
Our assets are frozen.
How would the bookkeepers like to be suddenly...
Unemployed!